fans, we are into the game, ladies and gentlemen. So the blue team, if you've just joined us, is going to be SK Gaming, coming off the back of a defeat to Azubu Frost, sorry. Azubu Blaze not here, a team I definitely expected to be here after MLG. However, CLG coming into this one as the red team, or purple team, whichever you like to be in blind mode or not, but they are the red team on your screens, and honestly, I do not know how this one's going to work out. I'm intrigued to see how Lux Mid works out. This is something that many players have talked about. We've heard Froggen talking about it for a while, that they want to run Lux Mid.
Ooh. So what is going to happen level 1? That was SK's try. They tried to catch out Voyboy in the triangle brush, but the light binding from Ocelot missed. Now they're all going to be invading in. They don't actually see that they've continued to invade. The pings are coming down, spammed. CLG trying a defensive formation. SK trying to sneak around. I don't know if Voyboy caught them out with vision there.
No, he couldn't quite catch them. So I think they're going to be well aware of the fact that invade could be around here, and it's looking like Doublelift is going to go for the major Wraith, I think. It looks like he's in a position to try and push themselves across. CLG do not want to have any of this. They are keeping well away from that jungle area, and you can see Hotshots heading down towards the blue golem. They do not want to get involved in this fight, which means SK could take away their red buff if they really want to. The rest of the team are backing off, so they're not, despite the fact they've pulled a massive advantage, going to go for anything.
It's interesting because we've heard the players talking about this. You can't give up for defense level 1. You have to go aggressive. Otherwise, the other team is just going to take all of your buffs. And we see Wraith steals actually coming out from both teams. Doublelift and Chowster taking the blue Wraith. RNA taking the red Wraith. So just a trade of jungles and everything else starting actually very standard.
Yeah, everything is starting standard, but we are seeing Doublelift sneaking around towards this red buff. Yellowstar has been vision spotted. Doublelift is sat in that bush. They haven't checked it whatsoever, and it looks like they're going to try and give the red buff across to Yellowstar. Now Nif's going to walk straight, face plants in towards Yellowstar's going to have to back away from this one. Doublelift did manage to get the red buff steal, and they're just going to stroll away from this one. They did take down both Lizards. Probably shouldn't have done that one. They have got the timing on that one, so we'll keep sure where the hotshot returns to that lane. But that is a very good start for CLG.
Both teams had their gimmick pulled out there. They wanted to go for the early red, bully the lane with Ezreal Nunu. He bought the consume first so they could two-man it, but Doublelift just stole it clean away. And Kevin, at the same time, took the blue buff because Shen does not require it in the jungle. He's going to try to out-harass Voyboy with his extended mana pool here in the top lane.
But that is going to, in turn, cause problems for RNA. He depended on that red buff, I feel. He looked like the Yellowstar was just trying to pull it out for RNA, so he didn't have to use that smite up on it.
Oh, really?
Instead, I think, you know, that's going to really hurt his experience, the fact that he hasn't picked up the blue or the red. We are seeing RNA in that mid lane at the moment. They're looking like he's going to try and go towards Big Fat LP, already walking away from that one. Never going to make that gank. Bottom lane, however, is also being pushed. Yellowstar chugging those health pots down already. He had gone back. So you can see he's got 4 in his bag, had an extra 2 on the return trip as we see the gank in the mid lane. Big Fat LP getting out of that one. Flash is burnt there from Aranea though, and didn't manage to land anything.
And Aranea, the denial of experience from not getting either of those buffs is pretty large. He's trying to camp lanes and make level 2 ganks work, but he's going to be really, really pressed to get experience because Hotshot GG happily full clearing his jungle, got both of the buffs, only had the raids denied, so he's going to be sitting pretty as Aranea is quite far behind.
As it is, let's have a look through the lanes as they're starting to shape up. It is pretty standard play. We are seeing Hotshot GG making a roam at the moment. He's in that tri-bush in that top lane, looking like he's going to go towards Kevin. It would be a good kill because he's still got that blue buff available on him. You can see he's forcing Voyboy back. Here. He has to be very careful, but Hotshot GG is not in that bush, not in position. Now he comes around there. We're also seeing pings in that mid lane. Kevin's going to surely get caught out. There's the silence. The Rupture goes down. He dodges out of that one. Uses the gate. Didn't quite catch the speed buff though, but he will be able to walk away from that one. Meanwhile, you can see it again. Aranea just causing problems for Big Fat LP in that mid lane, just forcing him back. Bottom lane actually, Doublelift is going to get caught out down the bottom. Doublelift should be first blood. Yellowstar will pick it up, and he's going to go down. Chowster also now caught out, keeping himself really distanced there. Yellowstar should be able to get away from this one. You can see with the red buff, can he catch him? No, he did! He got the double kill, but Nunu managed to pick up the kill. Chowster playing really well on that one. He has no right to pick up that last final kill on Yellowstar.
But if we're talking about shutting up Doublelift, they had the red buff early in that lane, and they gave it up in that fight, getting the double kill onto someone despite having the red buff advantage. Huge misnomer there by CLG. Huge play by Yellowstar. We'll see if he can punish him now with that early gold on Ezreal.
Yeah, and that double lift, the fact that he went back, you know, obviously got killed. He went back, he got killed, got sent packing. 2-1-0, though, means he's got a double Doran's Blade straight away. Vampire accepts a, however, choice for double lift. So double lift could have gone for that double Doran's, instead chose to go for the lifesteal early on, trying to save himself a later gold, make that build items a little bit quicker for the Bloodthirster.
Before that kill, there was a huge minion kill advantage for double lift as Hotshot tries to catch RNA out at rates. So even with the 2 kills, the gold is very close for them due to the 35 to 14 minion discrepancy. 1750 for double lift and 1780 for Yellow Star. So that double kill actually just brought them back to even in that lane.
So let's have a look at the lanes now. We've actually got a chance to. I think things might well settle down a little bit. Let's look at, I mean, Jace versus Diana at the top to start with. It's not a lane we've seen really a great deal of at all.
This one I have to give the edge to Kevin on early. Jace is so good at harassing down melee champions, and that is what Diana's trying to do. The only way Diana countered that in the past is to shove really fast, but Jace has excellent shoving potential as well. So that's really just going to be a lane where he has ideally the huge advantages on there if Hotshot doesn't gank him a bunch. That first gank is the only thing actually keeping Voyboy still in that top lane.
So the mid lane at the moment, you can see Lux versus Orianna. It's again a lane we've not seen a great deal of. At the moment, Lux with a slight farm advantage, both pretty much going for the same build.
We haven't seen that much of it because we haven't seen that much mid-Lux. So the whole thing of this, both of these guys are fairly mana heavy. There's a lot of poke back and forth because of that Chalice of Harmony as Hotshot tries to gank or just to shove up top. Both those guys going Chalice of Harmony, we're very unlikely to see them hit each other since they both have that magic resist. They're going to be trying to just farm up and reach the late game in most cases.
We're seeing aggression down the bottom there. Yellow Star putting a bit of damage down, of course. Chalice in turn, double lift return in the favor onto Yellow Star himself. And the Blood Boil definitely starts to come into its own down this bottom lane. I mean, how would you favor this bottom lane? We've seen Ezreal banned out quite heavily. Obviously, of course, Graves is always a famous one. You know, he's a very popular pick. We've seen, I guess you could say, a Zubu Blaze. Really amazing play from a Zubu Blaze bot lane in the MLG Summer Arena. And really, a lot of players off the back of OGN were picking Graves again.
I still have to give this favor to Yellow Star, but Voyboy comes down all the way from top for a gank here.
Yeah, he's going to go in. It looks like Nif's going to be the target. He managed to avoid it, though. Just managed to get the moon pull on him. Nif should just be able to hop skipping away from that one, and it was a good bit of play. Yellow Star to start with, Arcane shifted away from it, and a great bit of avoidance of that major damage. Meanwhile, Hotshot GG is keeping the free farm, and this is all about the fact that Jace has been sent packing earlier.
And unfortunately in that gank bottom lane, Voyboy missed his Crescent Strike, so could not stick and deal enough damage to get that kill onto Nif. All that investment running all the way down bottom lane just to fail a gank is going to put him back, and it's going to let Jace get a bigger advantage. He had pulled up, but now it's just 37 to 58. Really trouble for Voyboy looking at this lane.
Yeah, now I'm just wondering whether Voyboy is actually going to get given the blue buff here, or will go to big fail.
But yes, it off.
He's going to pass it off. So actually helping out Hotshot GG, farming out that blue buff. So interesting way they're working it here. They're giving a little bit more farm to Hotshot GG than you normally would as the jungler. Kevin O is going to keep that lane pushed heavily. We are at 8 minutes coming into this game, so expect to see possible movements for that Dragon. CLG famously one of those teams that really don't often go for Dragon. If they don't feel they got the team fight won, they just won't bother involving it.
And especially, that's why it's a little strange that Voyboy roam bottom even, because there's so much about just farming top and leaving an island up there just to become a monster late game. If there's something that SK wants to do, it will be Kevin going down with that huge advantage and just taking the Dragon, because there's no pressure now on Voyboy, and there's Hotshot trying to come in again. Kevin doing a great job recalling that game.
Yeah, very good job. Managed to just smash Hotshot back just at the right point there. The damage there, collateral damage actually used on Yellow Star from double lift there, trying to keep Yellow Star at bay. Having to burn that ulti just to keep him away from the tower, which is dangerous mode for CLG, which means they're really getting pressured in that bottom lane. Looks at the moment, Ocelot has gone back to buy, got himself the Katie's looking pick this time, so continuing that GP fight down to keep ticking it up. GP5, GP10, I never know. I mean, it's from the olden days, I guess you could say GP5, GP10 these days.
Technically it's gold per 10, they just... Not that many of them coming out, though. We have more so on SK than on CLG. Yeah, 3-0 when you look at it. So, out-farming them a bit, out-pressuring them a bit, and the early game is going slightly to SK. It's been a fairly not big game so far on the kills, but the gold slowly taking in SK's favor.
It's definitely a slow start to this time. And how would you favor these teams? I mean, looking at the two teams, SK Gaming looking like they've got a good farming session. They have got about 1k gold advantage, which immediately says yes, they are doing better in the farming session at the moment. But late game teams, who are you favoring?
There's so much initiation potential out of CLG if they get to that point. The combos of Orianna or Diana into Orianna ult, into all the CC from Hotshot and Chowster. They can just start fights whenever they want. What's late game, when every fight matters more and more, that does, I think, give CLG an edge. It's a matter of SK having to win before that point.
Again, the pressure coming out there. Nif's got to be careful. He went very aggressive in Yellowstar, taking very low. Doublelift not falling for it, not putting the pressure down on Nif, instead keeping that damage on towards Yellowstar, and Yellowstar now forced back away. Had a big creep wave, and now we're seeing Hotshot GG making his way down. SK realized they got to back away from this one. This could be the chance for a CLG to try and take that dragon. Looking like Hotshot GG might try and go for the rupture on towards it. You can see the Ezreal ultimate will come across. Gets shot straight across there, not enough damage though. And Ocelot ulti just nearly catching Chowster out though. They couldn't quite finish him off, and that has definitely forced CLG to back away from that one.
That was the attempted promote push that got expertly repelled by SK. Chowster, we haven't commented on, has that promote. They've tried this strategy in the past. It's to aid in their split pushing. They were trying to make a power play there for the first tower. All the ultimates though came out from SK to just absolutely shut that down.
So as it is at the moment, 2-1 to SK. There's that 1k gold difference, 11 minutes gone. No towers really pressured either. Apologies if you do hear wind. Believe it or not, there is wind in LA, which is something I certainly wasn't expecting. I'm quite grateful for it at the moment though. It's definitely keeping me a little bit cooler in this casting position. But Jan, honestly, at the moment, this is kind of what we expected. CLG, we know they like to split push. They like to farm it out. SK are just matching them in that phase.
This is really good play actually by SK so far, because they're winning the laning phase, they're containing CLG, and there's really no one on CLG right now getting strong enough that they'll be able to split push. Because right now, I see Kevin on Jace as being able to take out anyone's split push. Bottom lane, we have the Nunu ultimate going down, but it's not working out on double.
Yeah, absolute zero popped off there. Not really doing a great deal from it though. We are seeing Jace continuing to push that top lane. Aaron is lingering, was in that tri-bush. We're seeing pings on Hotshot GG with that Oracle on him. And Ocelot needs to be careful here. He has been caught out though. Aaron spots him. Both Oracles actually junglers. The Big Fat LP could have gone for his ulti. He has used the ulti, but a flash out from Ocelot there. Just managing to dodge out of the ulti. Meanwhile, back down that bottom lane, they continue to try and poke back and forward. Yellowstar is really trying to keep the pressure on, but Doublelift honestly is untouched and went for a very early BF sword. So really low on the hit points at the moment, but high on damage.
Looking at Hotshot's items, this is a term I learned the other day. Normally, in North America, before you get an Oracles on a jungle, you go for 1 or 2 GP10 items, but in Korea, a lot of guys go boots mobility straight into it as he tries to catch an RNA. There's the feast. Will he be able to finish him down? No, he flashes away. But they try to get that term, as we see fights going about. I'm trying to get this in, D-Man. I'm going to get it. They call it the naked Oracles when you go boots mobility straight into Oracles because you have no GP10 items on top of it.
The naked Oracles may well be working out for them, and it's something they could have picked up in Korea. We did see a boots of mobility coming out from Aranea in the last match. This time he's choosing not to go for it so quick. As it is on Shen, he's very much gone for that harder gold. Chowster getting caught out by the Ezreal ultimate there. Yellowstar trying to push that wave. Is he going to go aggressive? He does catch Doublelift out there. Gets Arcane Shift on him. Doesn't quite manage to stir him enough. Is going to go for the aggression, but the ultimate from Lulu turns things around. And now he could catch him out. Yellowstar's there. Here comes Hotshot GG coming from behind. Can he catch on towards Yellowstar? Nif's trying to do a fantastic job. The Gen ultimate coming in. You can see Voivod joining in. That should be the rupture. Yellowstar is still just hanging on in there. His Arcane Shift will be back available. Teleport comes in. Big Fat LP picks up first blood. Now Nif may well go down. Big Fat LP trying to get in there. The double kill on Big Fat LP. The Lux ultimate though, could they turn it around? Orianna catches on there, the ball defending on Voivod. Aranea may well go down here. He's going to defend the Oracles. The Oracles is burned. Doublelift picks up the shot. He's going to go down, but it was totally worth it. A 3-to-1 exchange for CLG gaming. Beautiful.
Everybody appearing into that team fight. CLG burning all of their teleports to get there. And even after all that, SK coming out only slightly behind there. They lost the Oracles, however. Hotshot maintaining his with all this, gets that GP10 item. That's not split pushing right there. That is just brawling in the bottom lane. So much coming out, and overall CLG did a good job collapsing just a little bit better than SK.
So Big Fat LP coming off the back of that one with the double kill, 2-0-1, picks himself up a Fiendish Codex. We also see a needlessly large rod now being picked up by Ocelot, so Ocelot going for that brutal damage right now. Meanwhile, the man on cooldowns coming out for Orianna, which is good because he needs it for that ball control. And the Ezreal also going across, Chowster catching it again there. Yellowstar still not quite with the damage to burst down those creep waves.
This is SK's moment actually to take over a little bit. All of the CLG teleports are down, so they're able to pressure without worry of collapse. Kevin has the big lead on Voyboy up top. He needs to push in that tower. And we actually have a replay of that last fight where absolutely everyone came crushing in.
Yeah, I mean, the triple teleport being used, oh, well, technically 4 teleports were being used because we had the Shen ultimate coming through.
We actually have Yellowstar going there. He's trying to get the flash away with the Lulu. Hotshot comes in, he misses Rupture, but everyone is actually pouring in from behind. We have Voyboy, we have Jace that are all coming up. The Shen'll comes in, and here comes the chain of teleports, one after the other. Kevin tries to jump in, finishing off. Now it's just a cluster. SK completely on the run. They're waiting for Ocelot to show up. They're hoping to be able to turn this around. They get the kills, so Ocelot lands, cannot quite finish off Voyboy with all these ticks, and because of that, RNA tries to jump in for a last Q, but he doesn't get it, ends up losing his oracles, and that fight went on for some time longer.
Yeah, meanwhile, back in the game, we are starting to see a Dragon fight forming up here. Bottom lane was actually being closed in on by CLG here. SK backing away from this one. They have got the rest of SK coming down the river, though. Going to follow on. They are going to walk past the ward. Aranea going aggressive. He went straight for Hotshot. GG takes a lot of damage straight away. Voyboy also trying to catch him out there. The Lux ultimate missing most of CLG there. Did manage to catch a few members. They are going to catch him. Voyboy's gone aggressive. There's the Orianna ultimate. Ocelot gets caught out. Ocelot drops. Kevin goes down as well. Absolutely destroyed. And CLG certainly coming out on top of this one. They should be able to pick up the Dragon off the back of that. SK Gaming cannot contest this one. They need to be careful. They don't even get dived on the turret. But SK Gaming are going to continue to try and cause themselves a nuisance. Aranea is still here. He's got the possibility to get in, get the smite on the Dragon. Can he pick it up? You can see Nif. He's going to try and bide them away. Aranea has been spotted. The Graves goes across. Yeah, the shot was there. The Ezreal ultimate trying to steal it, but it was not to be.
That was the combo that CLG wants to pull off. Diana into Orianna, into Luluwalt, into Rupture. Absolute destruction on all of SK. Really smart play there by Doublelift at the end there. They knew Arne was waiting in that brush. They threw the smokescreen in to completely blind him of potential Dragon Steal, so he just had to back away. And with that, CLG pulling out a little bit ahead here.
Doublelift, meanwhile, down this bottom lane. How is it working out this time? You can see Hotshot once again. He gets spotted. He realizes there is a ward there. And actually, Yellowstar trying to put force the damage down this one. We see Bloodthirster already picked up by Doublelift. So Doublelift has that farm on already. We mentioned the fact that he didn't go for that second Doran's Blade. So obviously, with that slight advantage, we are seeing Trinity Force being built up by Doublelift. 2-2-0.
Snuck into that brush. They don't see him.
And there he is. He managed to miss the light binding, though. That's what he needed to catch. Flashed out of it. I don't say miss it, he flashed it. So it's not really a miss. He forced the flash. So they are going to continue to put pressure on this bottom turret. Can they try and take first turret of the game? Because see Kevin making his way down here as well. He's getting basically bullied by Big Fat LP at the moment. Top tower did go down by Jace, actually. Kevin managed to take that turret down while that replay was happening. It was a while ago, so it is 1-0. So the second turret of the game. And SK Gaming, you know, we saw Azubu Frost completely pushing and taking those turrets very early on. We are seeing very much a late turret push. Back to a standard EU NA game.
A little bit, and Doublelift actually with a 1.5 level advantage or so on Yellowstar. They're now trying to counter this push. They have the promoted minion there once again. They're trying to focus it down, but look how beefy that thing is. They're just powering down this tower in the bottom lane.
Yeah, they can't seem to stop it, and Hotshot GG already with that 6 stacks on the Rupture. It's going to continue on there, manages to blast the silence across, doesn't catch him out. Rupture's going to come down, Yellowstar Arcane shoots away from that one, no problem. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we are seeing Voyboy and Kevin exchange a little bit of blows there, and just having to both back away from that one. Nothing coming from it. How is Ocelot and Big Fat LP working out in terms of farm? Big Fat LP slightly ahead in that farm, but Doublelift not giving up on Nif there. Nif trying to take those columns away. Doublelift just sticking around, saying, nope, I'm not letting you have anything for free. And, you know, we talked about the keys to the game earlier on, but they needed to open Ocelot up. He's not been having the chance to free roam again because Yellowstar is being hammered by Doublelift in this bottom lane.
But one of these things about letting Big Fat LP shine, he's on the Orianna, but everything channels with him. He doesn't need to have to throw a Q into the team. He can just put the ball on top of Voyboy and create the kills for himself. All he has to do is keep his farm up and remember to ult on the right target in team fights, and that's going to be enough for CLG to take these. Whereas you have Ocelot, who doesn't necessarily have things or people that line up his skill shots on Lux. We saw earlier in that Dragon fight, he missed his ultimate on all 5 because there's not the same setup that CLG has created. So really, this is an environment where CLG has much better team comp synergy.
Yeah, and we're seeing it from CLG. I mean, the Crescent Strike's going in, he's Luna rushing in, he's got the ball on his head, he's getting the Lulu ultimate to knock him up, he's getting the Orianna ultimate to pull him early. He's just got so much control, and then the Rupture just lands on it. It's the easiest Rupture that Hotshot GG will ever land in his life, you know, once they're all stacked in that position, and you're guaranteed at least 1 or 2 kills if that were to land, which is why when we get to the Baron fight, it's such a dangerous team comp for SK Gaming.
SK's got to try to avoid that point or just surprise CLG, because for that to be pulled off, everyone on CLG has to be together. They, in essence, have to try to split push CLG a little bit, and that's going to be on Kevin if he wants to get really strong on Jace. Once he gets that Trinity Force, he'll try to pressure around a bit, because right now, Voyboy trying to get Yellowstar off that tower, but they do pick up their second tower of the game.
So, looks like Doublelift has switched around. Voidboy's gone down the bottom. Doublelift is now up top, and the farming continues. 20 minutes gone into this game, just one Dragon down, 2-1 in turrets, and the gold advantage currently with the North American Counter Logic Gaming. Of course, their EU brethren are here, and they are watching, and they're going to be playing in Group B later on. So don't get confused when I say 2 CLG later on, because the 2 teams are definitely famous in their own rights right now. And at the moment, SK Gaming are very much against it here. They're 1-0 down already, Azubu Frost. They've seen IG play. IG looked phenomenal, even against Azubu Frost. You know, it was such a close game, very back and forth. Against CLG, they just looked so strong. So they realized this is a do-or-die game for both teams. Both
these teams still having to face extremely strong opponents for their third and final game. This is a must-win for both of them. Quite a close matchup so far for CLG and for SK. Split push now coming in from Voyboy. CLG trying to control a little bit. All their teleports are up again, so if they want to force another crazy chaotic team fight, they're going to be able to do that. They're now actually trying to move into invade, taking control of this game a little bit. What is SK going to do to answer? They have to catch out something with Ocelot. He's got that blue buff. The Lux pick is for a reason. You try to win fights before they start. Light Binding into his E, into that Luxalt, can destroy a Squishy in one go. Starting to group up here. Nif with the Oracles. What will they be able to force?
Yeah, they want to try and find them. They were trying to pick up any initial roaming ganks to open things up. You know, they could have possibly gone towards the Baron on the back of that if they'd have picked up a couple of kills. It wasn't to be, and there is backing off though. He's got to be careful. There's still heavy CLG presence in this mid lane. We are seeing Voyboy farming up, free farming effectively on that top lane. Already picked up the Zoni's Hourglass, so I expect to see he's going to be diving in there. So this is what we talked about. He's going to be Luna dashing in there, and immediately they're going to use Zonia's, and they're just going to pull everything around him because he doesn't need to do anything. He's just effectively the target.
He is essentially just a channel for that ball to get in there as fast as possible. Great item purchase in that way. Overall, everyone on CLG actually building quite well. The Aegis Legion just completed onto Hotshot GG. He beat RNA to that item, so if they can force a team fight before they get that, his team will have increased armor, magic resist, and damage. Perfect timing for that Dragon fight. If Hotshot can get down there before SK forces, this could be a very large battle.
Yes, Bloodthirster and Phantom Dancer on Doublelift is definitely ahead of the singular Trinity Force that at the moment Yellowstar has. With that
CLG's going to look to pick a fight here real quick.
They're going to try and catch out. There's the Rupture coming across. Oh, Nif, he's gone straight in. He tries to pop the Absolute Zero. Has to back away from that one. Use the gate, and that's going to be CLG now with the advantage. Really, Voyboy taking the brunt of the damage, and there was not a great deal of it. I've got to be honest there. I think that LP throwing that ball out, continuing to keep the control. Are they going to give up this mud turret for a Dragon? I'll be surprised if CLG were to do that. Now they should be able to catch them out. There goes the Rupture. The game doesn't catch it. Voyboy dives in there. Didn't really catch the one he wanted. Did manage to catch the Christian Slash across on towards Ocelot, but did not dive for it. Again, he wants to catch multiple targets there. Seems to be what they're aiming for, and as it is, SK doing a good job at avoiding the damage, but it seems to be only a matter of time.
SK really trying to keep their distance here. They wanted to trade that mid tower for the Dragon, but CLG was not having it. Now Hotshot trying to take out the wards around Dragon so that SK won't be able to so freely stay away from them. At this point, you can very much tell CLG has the upper hand as SK is just trying to avoid them. Because of the upper hand, they are starting on this Dragon. They're behind them. They're trying to pick this fight. If they can land one Crescent Strike into Voyboy, they'll combo everything.
Oh, Voyboy was in prime position there. He just couldn't quite manage to land it. He saw they had full vision, full 5-man ward, and I thought he was going to pop it across the wall there. Voyboy ready and waiting, but his team weren't quite in position. CLG backing away from this one. They're trying to bait SK into something, I feel, here. because they are still very much in a stronger situation. They're going to pick up the walls. They are never going to let SK to have this turret for free, surely. The other star is certainly working it down. Ocelot, the collateral damage coming out from Doublelift already. That's an interesting way. The fact that he's used that ulti, not saving him for the end team fight, already popping that down. That is a big burst of damage. That turret continuing to get pressured. And well, Big Fat LP had to go to that top lane.
The top lane was pushing extremely strong, which made CLG pull back there. That's why they burned the ultimates on that wave. They really care about holding this mid tower, which just falls. And now they got poked down fairly substantially by Ocelot and Kevin's Shock Blast. Still, neither team really able to fight each other right now. SK dodging around of CLG, and CLG not quite able to get them in their grasp.
I think RNA are trying to bait something to be pulled towards in there, deliberately going slower. CLG, again, this dance continues as they work their way forward. They've got no turret to defend this time, so I guess they're just going to go for that dragon and say, we've got nothing to lose. RNA is not there at the moment, so Big Fat LP is a little bit late to the party, which could be an advantage. They do pick up the dragon, though. And RNA are trying desperately to get in and smite it. It was not to be. Voidboy picks it up.
That was an extremely close steal. You actually see RNA's smite went off, but Hotshot did not feast or smite it, which means RNA barely missed his smite, and then a tick of damage from Voidboy finished it off. So really close attempt there by RNA.
Unlucky, but Hotshot, I tell you what, he's clearing out those wards. He's picking up a lot of gold at the back of these. One of those counters I'd love to see in League of Legends is just how much he's picking up in wards, which gold he's burning off it. As it is at the moment. CLG trying to pick up that red dot, they will pick up their own one. So we're into it. I guess you could say the mid to late game was 6-3 in favor of CLG. We are pretty close on gold. 3K is not the greatest, it's only a 10% gold difference at the moment, which I guess you could say is a pretty big difference for CLG. Which way are you favouring this one currently, Jack?
If CLG can create team fights on SK, they'll get it. But in the last 10 minutes, all CLG's wanted to do is create a team fight. SK has been dodging them. They're keeping their farm up. And really, if SK is able to pick these fights, they'd have a small chance. I do give SK the favorite right here. A lot of big landmark items are now out for them. They have 2 Trinity Forces out. They got the Rabadon's Death Cap. They've beaten Big Fat LP to that because he went Athene's Unholy Grail. His Death Cap's going to be coming shortly. So a lot of back and forth here. SK still needs to avoid CLG. CLG needs to get their mitts on him. If they don't do that for longer and longer, SK gets a higher and higher chance.
The ability power, once he does get it completed, though, Big Fat LP will be much stronger. So I'm just getting 90 AP off that Athene's. He's only about 30 AP behind the ability power, I should say, rather than keep things straight here. There was a ping on the Baron there from SK Gaming. Going to see whether they simply want to get in and ward there. They realise that Hotshot GG is continuing to clear out all of those wards. Definitely making his money out of that Oracle. As it is, the Oracle on Niv not really being used to great effect there. Illustar stealing a lot of Ocelot's farm.
And look at this, Big Fat OP is actually 248 to 202 on top of Ocelot. So keeping that Orianna farm really massive, which might be why he's pretty close in that ability power. Thieves is not a cheap item, it gives a lot of stats. So with that death cap, when he completes it, he'll be actually fairly far ahead of SK Ocelot.
Yeah, the one thing that really has been noticed is the fact that Jace, or Kevin I should say, has continued to farm. While the fact that Voidboy's been trying to roam, they've been trying to set up those team fights, but Jace is continuing to pick up all the farm as he goes. Doublelift down the bottom lane, continuing to farm. He's going to show himself vision here. Will SK try and produce something out of the fact that Doublelift is a long way from the fight? He has got teleport though, remember, so he can join in. It's definitely an interesting strategy using those 3 teleports. As it is, Hotshot GG does manage to catch out Linebind and Hotshot GG. Hotshot GG though just manages to flash out of the ultimate there. Every ultimate catching down. The Orianna goes down, but he will get dropped there. That's a 6 stack, but Orianna, oh my god, Arani just got away down the bottom there from Doublelift. He used his ultimate to get away from it. Doublelift was absolutely burning him and effectively saving himself with the ultimate. They are going to try and collapse in on Doublelift. The Voidboy's going to join them, and they're going to back away from this one. Doublelift could take this bottom turret.
They're just trying the split push here. Hotshot getting caught out, but they're trying to capitalize on it. They're just potentially getting themselves in trouble here because this is not the synergy they need. It's strange. They picked a triple teleport, split push team comp, but their team fight ability is all about being together. So Chowster getting cut off by Alistar. Will he be able to train him down?
No, he's not, because he popped his ultimate, flashed away, and then Big Fat LP comes in from the side. Ocelot having to use the shield to save him there as he backs away, tries to pop the ultimate, completely missing, tried to burn down the creep wave, but it wasn't to be. Big Fat LP trying to get aggressive on towards Ocelot there, but Big Fat LP getting caught out. They've got to be careful because this is the split style that SK will be happy to fight. They want the volume once. It will work out for them. CLG really want to have those 5v5 team fights.
Jace is such a skirmish character. I'm wondering when Kevin's going to try to get these one-on-ones. If someone like Graves on double lift or Voyboy's Diana just gets trying to split push, I expect them to send Kevin for them actually instead of RNA because Kevin can deal with them and Kevin can kill them. Still trying to poke down mid. CLG going really hard for that middle turret.
Yeah, double lift down, definitely burning out the damage now. So
well, there's a promoted minion up top actually trying to take down that tower.
The Ezreal ultimate going across. This is something we saw them running as well before in the OGN Championships. It almost worked out. It should be able to catch it, but double lift. The turret will go down eventually. That top turret, you can see Yellowstar had to get up there to deal with that promoted minion. So this is some tactics we've seen CLG running in the past. It seems to be working out for them. They're just really confusing SK Gaming as well as me.
They also confuse themselves sometimes.
Yeah.
Something that CLG has to be really careful of. They tend to have very sloppy team fights, and while this is a great strategy, they sometimes have trouble executing because it is so difficult and so chaotic. They need to be careful to not make any mistakes because with this game stretching longer and longer, the death timers get longer and longer. One quick mistake by CLG or one capitalization on a mistake by SK could just decide the match. Everything getting very tense in this match.
30 minutes gone. Remember, both these teams are 0-1 in the group. CLG losing out to IG. SK losing out to Zulu Frost. If you've just joined us, I've just given you some big spoilers, but that's the way it's going to be all day, I'm afraid. If you are, deal with it. Deal with it. It's one way of putting it. As it is, SK Gaming, you know, with that Shen, they really kind of want to push towards that split pushing now. RNA is at that point where he wants to just be farming as much as he can.
It's actually really, really strange because you do bring the Shen for the split push, but CLG brought 3 teleports, and you obviously bring that for split push and then pressure as well. There hasn't been a team fight in seemingly eons here, D-Man, and it's wondering just when it's going to happen. And at the end of the day, it might just be a chaotic pick or a quick mistake that just creates a bunch of action. The last one had all the teleports being burned at the bottom lane. Something like that could happen again in this Dragon. Yellowstar getting caught out up top, though. This could very well just go straight to CLG.
Yeah, it's a long way away from this one. And I think the Dragon's just going to get burnt down before he even gets close. He's not even going to get to the mid lane before this
Go for a steal, though. It's also on here.
Oh, no, didn't quite get a steal in that. And again, that was the Feast picking it up. No problem at all. They're going to pick up the blue buff and back away from that one. So SK Gaming caught with their pants down effectively there, but RNA continued to farm up. He's just continuing to pick up all the gold in that bottom lane. So CLG taking the global advantages. They are 4k gold advantage at the moment, 6-4 up in kills, 3-3 all square in turrets. Very much an even game. It's going to go down to one big strong Baron fight, I can feel it.
And in all honesty, 32 minutes into the game, that 175 gold a person for a Dragon just really isn't as impactful as it would be early game. They already have a lot of the items they want. It might help complete some, but at the end of the day, that won't change the outcome of the next team fight very much.
He's got the steal there. Did you notice that?
What a steal
Kevin got the
by
steal
Kevin there.
Very nicely done that. He has got the ward in that bush and just used the accelerator gate to pick up the steal. We are seeing Nif clearing out the wards around the Baron area. And actually, Yellowstar has started off the Baron. This is a 2-man Baron, 3-man Kevin comes in.
No wards in there, and lots of members of CLG aren't close.
There's the
They're
Shadow
trying to get a ward in there. They're going to maybe teleport in to stop it. This is going to be really close.
This is going to be close. They put the ward down. They immediately see it. They've got vision of it, but surely the Baron will get picked up. Yes, it will. And SK pick up a very quick Baron, catching CLG completely off guard.
I'm wondering why they didn't try to teleport onto that ward inside. They had enough people there that everyone could have arrived. It could have been potentially disastrous. They would have been extremely vulnerable inside that Baron pit. But now they're also extremely vulnerable because SK just got a free Baron. They didn't want to throw potentially by all trying to stop that. Now they're just poking down mid. Now they have the Baron buff, a blue buff on Ocelot, a red buff on Kevin. The Lux plus Jace poke is actually really, really close. CLG would have to hard engage onto a team with Baron if they want to stop something here. Double Lift is actually the one they decided to try to split push, and will that be able to pull SK off of this?
Wow, Ocelot just using his ultimate there. I think it was just to capture Chowster and clear the creep wave. They're trying to push this creep wave as much as possible, but honestly, don't think you need to use it. I mean, the cooldown is pretty damn quick, so maybe wasn't too worried about RNA. Just
they
getting
have
caught
to
down
respond.
by
Double Lift taking down that tower.
And there's the ultimate going across, and he's just going to chomp through that turret. He's got the minion wave with him. They're going to have to react. The turret's going to go down, so Double Lift again split pushing on his own down the bottom. Instead, they're going to turn into an engage. They're trying to catch on towards Jouster. There's Jace. There's going to be Nif trying to catch on towards it. He already used his Absolute Zero, remember. Doesn't have it available. The Orianna ultimate just catching him out. Big Fat LP will get dropped on the back of this one. Kevin's going to finish him off there. Nif also picking up the kill on Big Fat LP.
Jouster still split pushing too.
Continuing to split push, you can see the inhibitor will go down. Aranea is going to come around the back of him. SK Gaming could turn this into a full push. They can take the inhibitor of their own here. They're going to push through. They've already taken 2 of the major damage dealers out there. Voyboy doing as best he can with Hotshot GG to stop this going down. SK Gaming may have it in them to continue pushing through. We've got a 36-second cooldown on Big Fat LP. Doublelift is now backed off. No, he's still in there. Still on that turret. The
He's trying to take the base tower.
He's trying to take the Nexus turret. Aranea misses the taunt on him. He does manage to get one Nexus turret. Meanwhile, SK Gaming are taking the Nexus turret off their own. This has effectively become a base race. Voyboy getting in there. Orianna's just about to spawn. They're going to continue on the pressure. The Nexus turret did not go down. And SK Gaming forced to back away from this one. So CLG picking up a base turret on that one. Now we're seeing Voyboy teleporting. They're going into the base. CLG are pushing into the base. Voyboy's gone for the final Nexus turret. They're going to try and catch up towards Aranea. Have they got the damage? Voyboy's back in. The second teleport comes in. Big Battlefield. Orianna ultimate. The Nexus is exposed. The Doublelift is going to take the Nexus down. No, Kevin gets in there. Absolutely obliteration. The Voyboy drives it back. And it's won it. I do not believe